Hi everybody, here's Christian, and this is the Teamwork Cast.
This is Shepard, also here on Teamwork Cast. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is. Hope you're doing okay. Enjoy.
I am the great Cthulhu, mystic from the Far East, to tell you all your predictions are wrong.
Welcome, Cthulhu, welcome to the realm of the mortals. What kind of quest are you going to go with us today on this Let's Play of Monster Hunter Generations?
We are doing a cold set of armor. It's hunt a Gammoth and a Zamtrios. It's from the Industrious Armorer. I've heard that monsters in the frozen seaway have armor of ice and snow. If I knew their secrets, I could make some truly splendid armor. I'm not a fighter, so could you do some research on my behalf?
Well, no problem. We can make this research.
Yep.
So E3. Still talking about E3. Still our post E3 wrap up. We made some predictions. Do we remember what the predictions were?
Wrong.
I remember mine.
Yes.
Wrong.
What was yours?
And mine was a half right prediction. But,
yes. What was the prediction?
XCOM expansion.
Okay.
Specifically a Terror from the Deep expansion.
Well, there was an expansion, but no Terror from the Deep, right?
No Terror from the Deep.
What did we announce for XCOM?
It's War of the Chosen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to introduce basically 3 champions of the aliens, which will level up and progress procedurally based on your encounters with them.
Is that like the Nemesis system?
Yeah,
sort of?
yeah, like super
aliens.
aliens.
It's basically it's a very similar to the Nemesis system from
Shadow of
Mordor.
Shadow of War, whatever.
Yeah. And then the introduction of 3 extra resistance factions that you can side with, which have hero soldiers you can recruit. And then the addition of zombies. Which were always there, sort of. But now it's going to be in certain maps, like noise that you cause will bring the zombie horde to overwhelm you. So, lots of new stuff. One of the best features, though, has nothing to do with any of those, and is a photo mode that allows you to pose soldiers for various posters.
When is it due to come out, Cthulhu?
August 29th,
which
is the exact same day as Mario XCOM.
Oh no! Oh no! And also that's going to be like it's going to be very close to Gamescom, right?
Yeah. The one thing that I would never expected that was announced that I'm really looking forward to is Mario Rabbids.
Yes.
It is literally.
It is Mario XCOM.
It is Mario
XCOM.
It's like, what? I was watching that trailer. I'm like, what?
Nobody expects the Mario XCOM.
No one expects. It's one of those things. I told my wife right afterwards. Like, I never knew how much I needed a tactics-based Mario game in my life until the moment I saw that game.
It's kind of amazing, but also I don't know. I feel like it's a bit bad that Mario's using a gun.
Well, so the gun though. So they explained it in some of the videos. Is when they defeat the Rabbids, they are teleporting them away to be cleansed.
Okay, it's a teleport.
They're
not killing
is that
the
the
rabbits.
term they actually use? Because I'm not sure I like that.
Politically
I'm not
correct.
sure I like that term.
They become goodified. How about that?
Goodified.
Is that a better term for
That's
you?
good.
But the Rabbids Mario is fighting with don't seem particularly stable themselves.
Right. Yeah. Well, none of the Rabbids are very stable in general. It's just typically the Rabbids get into mischief while trying, like, not doing evil things, and the ones you're fighting are actively trying to beat evil Rabbids.
I was listening to a variety of podcasts, and they were discussing how the Rabbids technically came out before the whole Minions craze, and the guy must just be, like, killing himself. Because, like, they're basically the same, right? A rabbit and a minion. They're very similar.
Very similar.
As a father, I'm assuming you would be an authority on this.
They're both very much the small, mischievous guys, and that's basically the only similarity to them. Like, one's a rabbid, one's yellow.
Yeah, but what else is there? They just do goofy things.
Yeah.
I feel like you could set up
the
like
Rabbids seem a little sinister.
That's because they get into more trouble. Like the minions are very just good-hearted, like good-natured thing. Like the
Rabbids, I would want to watch my butt around them. Like I'd worry that they'd like try and put a plunger up there.
The Rabbids tend to be a little bit more. If you're using D&D terms, like the minions are like a chaotic good.
I think chaotic neutral. There's some sinisterness behind those little googly eyes.
I wouldn't say they're good. Good is probably the wrong term. They're not good. They're
true neutral to chaotic evil. Chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral, maybe. But then the Rabbids are like a chaotic neutral with evil tendencies.
Okay, but since we're talking about D&D, where do Kerbals come in this diagram?
Kerbals are chaotic neutral.
Are they really chaotic?
That was said without any hesitation.
Oh, yeah.
They're not that chaotic,
they follow the laws of gravity.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're building a space program. I mean, there's some lawfulness
they're building a space program, but really don't care about safety features.
That's true.
Have you read the story texts?
Yes, I do. I do a lot.
That is not a society that takes time to think things through.
Well, they also, but
what is the story text?
They think a lot about the different things.
There'll be things like, oh, so we put this chemical in this, it caused a big explosion, so now we're going to put you on a bucket on the explosion and see what happens.
Man, imagine if Kerbals came into this
Christian
Mario
always
game.
Figures it out.
So this was your prediction, and your prediction was
I would say almost entirely correct. I would.
But I had
Terror from the Deep introduced zombies. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it fully and entirely to you.
Let's go with like 80% true. There was an expansion. Yeah. What about you, Shepard?
Yeah.
So I predicted that there would be a Monster Hunter at E3, and I was correct.
Isn't that a little bit come out? I think you said specifically double cross.
And the details. Oh, the details wrong.
I mean, nobody could have expected this.
I think anyone would have predicted that with a game already coming out or have already come out for the Switch or about to come out for the Switch and Nintendo being on such a steamroll that that would have been that was kind of a layup. I mean, before E3 it was a layup, right?
Yeah. Everyone kind of assumed it was coming. I think that's one of the reasons why there was such a big outcry.
Yeah, I agree entirely with that because it's like people got I was sitting there because Sony does everything so much earlier than everyone else. Sitting there and I'm watching it and they put on their weird stage show like a forest thing. I'm like, okay, I wonder what this is. It's kind of early for them to be showing like an Uncharted thing or something, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe they'd already shown Uncharted, so I'm like, oh, that's
as soon as
weird.
I saw the sword hilt,
But then then I see a freaking Buster Sword. I'm like, what is happening? Like my heart rate actually increased. It genuinely I started getting palpitations. I'm like, this is insane. Like this is very strange. What is going on right now? And then I watched it and I just had to kind of decompress for a little while. So I don't know. I mean, it's exciting. The one of the most exciting things, of course, is right after the show we found out that through a tweet that it was also coming for PC, which got me thinking about Monster Hunter 4K under 20 hertz, right? I mean, just there's something about that that's just so awesome.
So you were right with your prediction, but partially wrong as well.
Just about as right. I would actually say Cthulhu was more right than I was. Absolutely.
Maybe, yeah. And I was my prediction was that Overwatch would come out on Switch, which I
don't know. Did you really believe that?
No, I said something just for fun.
Just wanted to say something.
I was. Let me qualify this, all right? Because I'm wrong. Overwatch specifically didn't come out on Switch, but something that I was actually quite interested in is that generally looking at the different strategies of the different companies, like Xbox was clear, we have the most powerful console. Blah, look at all.
And nobody even cares about that.
The other thing with Microsoft was they were the most non-exclusive ever.
Every game was exclusive, but actually also not really exclusive.
It was also on the PC. Which is the funny.
People went through afterwards. Not a single one of the games that they claimed as exclusive is actually exclusive.
They actually abolished all meaning of exclusive.
They used the term world premiere. That's what they said, right?
No, they specifically would use launch exclusive and console exclusive and exclusive, but none of them were actually exclusive. Anything that was like a launch exclusive just meant that it was coming to the Xbox One and PC.
Well, in the world of alternative facts, the world exclusive also means nothing anymore. So that was the strategy of Microsoft. Sony, I'm not really sure what Sony is trying to do. I guess just showing a bunch of games, I guess. But Nintendo,
fine. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's good games. They really have actual exclusives going on, which is really exciting. So, but Nintendo actually launched with this interesting trailer where the trailers are the commercials for Switch are always a bit or whatever, people like in a cars drifting in a hangar, and then they take a break and play Mario Kart. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they front loaded so many competitive multiplayer titles.
Yeah.
Because I think there was like 3 or 4 games that they shown, and it was like Splatoon, ARMS, Mario Kart, and Rocket League. It was Rocket League.
Yeah.
So they're really focusing on the competitive titles that they have on the Switch. So I feel like they're trying to make Switch more of an esport kind of console, but more like not like a PC Master Race kind of
the party console.
Yeah, the party console, but also the competitive party. There was also like this Splatoon underground meetup, which is an amazing world that they live in. I want to live in that world.
Yeah. The one thing I really did not like with Nintendo this year, though, was everything they showed and talked about was all first party.
Yeah, that's very
not a single third party or indie this year.
Well, the Mario Kingdom is in cooperation with Ubisoft, so it's technically not first.
But it's a Mario title. It's it's in partnership. It's still a first party title.
Well, at least something.
Like it's the same thing with like Xenoblade and Fire Emblem Warriors. Like, yes, they're working with other studios to make it, but it's still like Nintendo.
How about the footage roll of just some guy like in a white T-shirt and a notebook? He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get you that Pokemon on the Switch at some point.
Yeah,
stop bothering me."
Or the great Metroid reveal where it's just like a logo.
Yeah. I am excited about
super excited.
Metroid, the Metroid on the 3DS. Though.
Oh, that's also that looks also great. Yeah. But yeah, Cthulhu. Rocket League is not first party.
Yeah, okay, so all right, one.
And it was very prominently featured.
Argument invalidated. You got wrecked.
Cross-platform with everything.
Cross-platform is actually quite exciting, I'd say. Like this is, I think, a lot of people are underestimating how important this is and how groundbreaking it is. That all almost all of the console manufacturers are collaborating on this.
And it's not just for Rocket League. Minecraft is also doing it,
which I bought recently for the Switch, and it's great.
Someone put a trap down.
Yeah. It was just to frighten it.
Okay.
It's just an intimidation tactic.
So yeah.
Is there I know this is a really dumb question. Split screen multiplayer for the Rocket League on the Switch?
I think so. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
I would be surprised if there wasn't.
Probably,
but
2 players, 4 players. 2 players?
Oh, 2 players.
How much was it? $20, $40? It's not a $60 title.
I think it's a good question. That's going to be the other. I think that it's going to be a weird one. I think it's probably going to be a case of
I could see it being
$30 on 30 on digital and probably $40 for the cartridge.
Wait, this is Gamos just died right in front of the trap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, they did it.
Because that's one thing with the Switch right now that's really stupid is that indies or any really cheap game that releases that's normally like $30 or less is coming out as $40 for a physical version because of the cost to manufacture the cartridges still.
Yeah, but on the other hand, download codes for original Nintendo titles are more expensive as download codes than as cards.
Yeah.
Which also makes no sense for me. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Did you guys do your E3 pre-orders yet?
No, I never pre-order.
I've got my cart full of stuff, but it's all Switch stuff right now.
Well, I
except
pre-ordered.
For Monster Hunter World.
I pre-ordered Mario Odyssey, and I pre-ordered, of course, Monster Hunter World. But there's probably going to be a limited edition for that, and I'll probably have to upgrade to that.
I did get the DLC for Zelda already.
Oh, how was
nice?
That? Well, I will talk about it next time, right?
Well, it's not out yet, but I already got it. So when it comes out, it's going to be piped straight into my game. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about next time more E3 stuff coming up. And if you saw something exciting at E3 that you want to share with us and want to discuss with us, just post it in the comment sections, and people on Twitch post it now on a Twitch chat, and then we discuss it soon. We're going to move on. Hope to see you next time around. And as always, good luck and good hunt.
I don't understand it. Guys, I really wish I was living in Mario Odyssey right now.
So you could goodify us?
I would throw my hat onto you, Christian, and I would inhabit your body.
Oh, it's different. Yeah. Oh man, let's go into the deep discussion there.
And then Christian, you could throw your hat onto Cthulhu, and then we would both be inside of Cthulhu.
This episode was brought to you by Squatty Potty. It's potty approved.